Yeah, everybody said, Morgan, please, can we have those same kind of instant, temporary, long-term results for all over our face? We can't believe what it did for the eyes, right? You made it happen.
And innovation is going so quickly. So as we started to say about the eye serum, you guys love the eye serum, you love the results, you love the lift, the depuffing, all of that. One of the things that is the hardest working part about that eye serum is the peptides. But peptides are right here.
Are in here, okay, like you've never seen. First off, this is not on auto ship.
Nope.
I have fewer than 600 of these.
Oh.
We're expecting every last one to sell out because it's normally, I wanna say a $65 value, okay? And this is a full 1 ounce that we're offering today for $39.95 and FlexPay. So that's what, under $14.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
And you need...
Talk about how you made this happen 3 years in the making. That's for those of us who want to see those results as quickly as we possibly can and keep them and only get better.
So we were just talking about how important peptides are, but I want you to see this before and after, and I just want you to think scaffolding. Look at the lift. Look at her side cheeks. Look at her nose to mouth line. Look at the lift.
It's crazy.
Her entire cheekbone. Look at the difference in the entire fullness, the entire lift, the scaffolding, the structure of her face. If you feel, and you can see her lips, everything is the same. Her eye shape is the same, everything, but the entire face looks lifted. The entire face looks rejuvenated. That is the scaffolding, and that is why you have to harness peptides. We're gonna show you another one. Again, look at the same thing. The entire face looks a ½ inch. It looks smoother. Yeah. It looks lifted. It looks like the scaffolding of her structure is fortified. Look at that, not one wrinkle.
That's wild.
Not one wrinkle.
And that's what happens, right, Morgan? As we age, listen, everything drops, as we talk about, it's gravity,
Why
of course.
does it drop? Because our skin stops remaking things it used to make. So it used to make lots of fibroblasts. It used to make lots of elasticity and lots of collagen. When our skin stops making it, it gets lazy. Just like it stops sloughing off your skin, it stops building in your skin. What do peptides do? Peptides are now so famous because you see the celebrities using it because it tells the body to not be hungry, right?
Right.
That's what a peptide does. A peptide tells your body to do something specific. So we took 3 different peptides. These are tripeptides that are smaller, faster, and stronger. That's what took us 3 years. We got these 3 specific tripeptides to go into the skin and tell the skin to communicate, to work harder on that scaffolding. So who is this for? If you start to feel that droop, it's a few millimeters at first, right? Then it goes to like 5 millimeters, and then all of a sudden you start to see that sagging. You start to see the collapsing. You start to see everything kind of shift lower. That is why you need the peptides. You're gonna use this as your last serum or your only serum. It doesn't matter where you put this in your lineup. If you already have a product you're currently using that you love, you can slip this in and you're gonna be working on signaling compounds that tell your body to work on the look of lift, the look of scaffolding, the look of firmness, the look of tightness, all in one drop is all you need, that much.
That's it.
That much is all you need. Why? Because we have active argon compound. We have a smaller molecule. So you're taking these tripeptides and you're delivering them into the skin with the 24 karat gold as a booster, because again, our bodies are electric and peptides respond to gold. That's why it's gotta be in gold. You're always gonna see gold when you see me with a peptide. Yeah. And it is gonna work for firmness, elasticity, radiance, obviously, and skin is going to be so hydrated and so plump that these before and afters are only 30 days. Can you imagine 60 days? And I implore you.
Look at this.
not only look at these before and afters, but jump online and read the 5-star reviews. Lynn.
I think every one of them is 5 stars.
Every one is 5 stars. And it was only launched a month ago.
Okay.
Only presented one time.
That's why we don't have all to ship. That's why we're counting back the remaining that we have. We need 1,000 of these.
We need 1,000.
I know,
sorry, you guys.
but we have fewer than 400. And it's true. I know there's a lot of science that goes into active argon, a lot of information, but we want, I really believe when you hear a testimony, you read it, it's like, okay, I understand why they're so excited.
Exactly.
3 years in the making. We know that the eye stem cell cream that we just had has always been a customer pick favorite.
Always.
And it was you who said, if this does this amazing results to my eyes, can you do something that would work on my entire face?
That's right.
Voila. It's here, not at $65, but at $39.95 while quantities last. And when it sells out, you know what happens. People are just gonna go, Morgan, please bring it back.
Oh my gosh,
please.
they're gonna DM me on Instagram and they're gonna be like, why didn't you have enough? And I missed the show and it was in my cart and somebody took it out of my cart. And I'm like, that's like a taxi in New York City. If you're not in the taxi in New York City,
you're gonna lose it.
No, it's not your taxi. People are like, they stole my taxi. I'm like, it wasn't your taxi, you were in it.
That's so true, that's a good analogy.
Being in your cart of active argon.
Okay, and we have a perfect way to begin, obviously, everything in your